Okay, hello and welcome to week 7 of the meme. Yes, we're a little bit late. Yes, that is correct. Not really too sure why, it just is, I guess. This week we are facing the one, the only Rhyquinn from the GBA, of course. Pete, lovely guy, he made my team logo for the League, Litwick Town's logo. And he's also just a really nice person in the community, so go check his links out and have a good time there, because there's good videos. Anyway, his draft is it's pretty good, honestly. Tabubulu, Heatran, Mega Blastoise, Zed Salamence, Jolteon, Super Zed Snorlax, Alolan Muck, Gogoat, Zed Archeops, Misdreavus, and Mudbray. Mudbray's cool, it's already come twice, and I'm proud of him for that. And Salamence is a terrifying threat to my team, but other than that, I can deal with like Bulu, I can deal with Heatran, I can try and deal with Snorlax and stuff like that. So we're going into this battle with what we have, and first up we have Terrakion. Life Orb set, Double Dance again. I like Double Dance Terrakion because you can choose which setup move you need more at the moment, like Swords Dance on a switch to a bulky thing to break it, or Rock Polish to outspeed like an incoming faster mon that wants to revenge you. And then obviously Double Dance lets you sweep late game, hopefully. Stone Edge, close combat, it's really all I need to hit things. Like Earthquake only hits like Jolteon, and Alolan Muck a tiny bit harder. It hits Heatran a tiny bit harder than close combat, maybe. I don't actually, yeah it does, just a tiny bit. But I don't really need it. Like, Heatran's likely to be Shooker, and if it's Chople then that's okay too. Basically, he has to choose one of those berries, and if I get that 50-50 right, then that's awesome. Stone Edge and Close Combat do the work. Life Orb hits like a truck, and enough speed is to outpace Max Salamence, Space 100, 329. Good times. Yep, that's Terrakion. Moving on. Latias. I like this set. It's fun. I have to give a little bit of a shout out to Pip and Shardy, because we were kind of in call after the draft, power rankings even, and they were like, you know, Heatran is a stop to this, maybe Zed Earthquake is a thing you could do, and I looked into it, the calcs are really good. Draco Meteor on an incoming AV, Alolan Muck, or Heatran, then lets Ground DMZ Earthquake kill. So yeah, that's what we've got. Psyshock to hit things that are especially bulky, but have the lower physical defense, such as a Snorlax, or like a Spadef, I don't know, like Spadef, Blastoise maybe? I don't know. And then Ice Beam hits like Salamence and other things pretty nicely. Draco was good stab, and Zed Earthquake of course is for those specific bulky things. Max speed to tie with Archeops, yes, which Ice Beam hits pretty well. And max special attack with 4 in attack and minus defense nature, because I don't care about defense. Yeah, I'd rather not lower my Spadef, because Latias has that naturally great Spadef already, and I'm not too scared of his priority. I can't see much. Shadow Sneak from Muck could hurt a bit. Yeah, I don't really care about priority. Moving on. Sylveon. It's another defensive Sylveon. We do have Modest this week, because obviously the way natures work, you get more based off your base stat because it's percentage based. And so I went Modest. 4 and Modest lets me OHKO any frail setup Salamence in one shot with Hyper Voice. Very nice. And then max HP and max defense to take hits decently well. It's pretty standard. Hyper Voice, Wish Protect, Calm Mind. I've got Calm Mind because I'm pretty free to Calm Mind on things. Like, his special attackers can't really do a lot. I can Calm Mind up and just win. And he does have decent Ferro resistant Heatran, but Heatran will not do anything to a Calm Minding Sylveon because Heatran almost always is special. Yeah. So that's pretty good. Wish Protect obviously, pass to the team, recovery in general, very nice. Leftovers, moving on. Scizor. Mega Sizz, very bulky spread. I'll be honest with you, I've kind of forgotten the specific spread of this mixed bulk, but I know that Spadef is there for a max defense, max HP Bulu with Calm Mind and HP Fire, because that's the set I thought might be coming, because the physical one just really gets stopped by Scizor entirely, as like Stone Edge does like 20% of if it's scarfed, and banded probably does like 35 maximum. So that's what that's there for. The rest is obviously in defense and then max HP to take hits from a physical Bulu, as well as other physical things like non-Fire Blast Salamence if he's for some reason doesn't have Fire Blast, as well as like Snorlax that takes hits from that. Alolan Muck takes hits from that, but that does get Fire Blast, so bear in mind. Go-Go, yeah, Archeops, stuff like that. Bullet Punch, always good, great priority, good assurance versus Salamence, hits Bulu that's maybe scarfed, hits Archeops, stuff like that. U-turn priority, Hidden Power Ice, no minus special attack, nature with minus speed, because Hidden Power Ice does quite a lot to Salamence, with that sweet Technician boost. And then Roost, obviously, to recover HP when we're switching about taking damage. Lovely. Next up is actually quite an offensive Swampert. So I was thinking of doing like a mixed one, then I thought about Natural Gift Poison for Bulu switch-ins, but it didn't seem worth it, so I just thought full special Swampert. This should be good. We've got Expert Belt because our coverage is frankly excellent, super effective, and it does a lot of damage. Ice Beam, Scald, and Earth Power do a lot to everything. We're not super effectively hitting Snorlax or Misdreavus or Blastoise, and that is all. So those do good damage, and then Rocks, because Rocks are nice to have. They make Salamence very sad, they make Archeops incredibly sad, they make Volt Switch U-turn shenanigans rather disappointed in life, and yeah. Expert Belt is nice, it helps me do some extra damage, get some extra chip on things, extra KOs, nails out some good stuff. And then we've got 16 speed to outspeed creeps. I think that he has something at 60 and I wanted to creep it in case it was empty. And then max HP, and then the rest in special attack with Modest. Awesome. And then finally we've got, like, these 5 I was definitely bringing because they all do hurt to his team. The last slot was a bit open, I didn't know what to bring, so I just thought we'll throw on Max, Fizz Death, bulky Staraptor with Toxic Roost, like to Toxic Stall a little bit, and then Brave Bird in close combat because they still do good damage. The Intimidate is nice utility, we can switch into things, lower their attack, you know, Snorlax, Salamence, Bulu as well. Stone Edge won't do a ton, not -1, especially if it's not banded. And that's good, it's nice. We can Toxic a lot of things, like we can't hit Heatran or Alolan Muck, but Heatran doesn't like close combat if it's not Chople, and Brave Bird will still hurt Alolan Muck. Plus I have switch-ins for these things. So that's Staraptor. Hopefully it can maybe do things in a non-offensive role, because I think it can, and I hope it can. So that's the team. Felt pretty good about it. I like it, like the offense is strong, the switch-ins are there, and I think we can maybe nail this battle. We'll have to see though. So yeah, on to the battle. Okay, hello and welcome to the battle, yes. So we have our teams. The first thing I immediately see jump out at me, there's no Salamence, which is easily the scariest thing on his draft to my team, because at +1 everything dies to Z Fly, and obviously he can use it once, but once he's used it once on like Sylveon, he just cleans with like Earthquake, Fire move, Dragon move, any assortment of these things. Basically there's no Salamence, and I'm really happy because I feel comfortable dealing with what he's brought. 5 of the things I expected. Didn't expect Misdreavus, to be honest, but he's been using it pretty well so far. There was a bulky set that did with things, and a spec set absolutely destroyed him and Sableye, so that's kind of fun. Fun times ahead. Yeah, so leads, not really sure what he's going to lead with. Like, Heatran Rocks are a thing, I guess, and Jolteon's probably a decent one because Volt Switch. Swampert kind of nails 2 fronts for me. It's hitting most of his team super effectively. It's a Rocks option, and it beats his Rocker while also beating his Volt Switcher. So I'm going to lead Swampert, see where it goes, and we should be okay. So he leads Jolteon, I lead Swampert, and the calcs tell me nothing kills me. No HP Grass can kill me from this thing. So I'm staying in, I'm clicking Earth Power. He does go for the HP Grass, does a lot of damage. That might be Specs, I think, maybe not. Probably Magnet. Either way, it doesn't kill. Earth Power destroys this thing, and we are up 5-6 at the start of the game, which is a really nice feeling. So he goes into Bulu. I'm just going to fodder Swampert. Nothing really wants to switch in. He might have HP 5 for Scizor. He overpredicts, goes Stone Edge, and I get a massive chunk off with Ice Beam. So that's doing a huge amount of damage, and Swampert has nailed a kill and very severely crippled this Bulu, which seems to be Scarf based on how he brought it in, and based on how he clicked Stone Edge again, and based on the damage not being boosted. So that's probably a Scarf Bulu. I'm just going to go into Scizor, doesn't care about Stone Edge, and Bullet Punch is an option, but I choose to click U-turn because he's switching out, he's not leaving it in on such a Bullet Punch. Heatran is a good switch for him, Scizor doesn't really get to touch it apart from fighting moves, and it's likely to be Chople. So I click U-turn, out we go, whee, fly away, into, I can't even remember, Latias probably, yes, Latias. Kind of telegraphs that I have something for it, which is not the best of my choices, but I just click Psyshock here. Reason being, he's not staying in because he would expect me to have something to do with Heatran, being how this was my Heatran counter. And him switching out, he wouldn't go into Muck because it would be a ground move he's scared of. So I decided to click Psyshock because everything else doesn't like a Psyshock. It kills Bulu, it does a decent chunk to Snorlax, and Misdreavus doesn't like taking it. So we click Psyshock, and we get the prediction pretty well. He gives him the Misdreavus, huge chunk off the Misdreavus, and in case he feels cocky about bringing in Mark or Heatran or something, I guess, like I go for Ice Beam, and it kills off Misdreavus. So now we are up 5-4, pretty good, and he has the momentum currently as he gets to go into a Mon. Yes, so there comes Muck. I have my Z EQ. I decided to just go for it straight away. It's going to do a good amount. He is max HP based on the fact that it didn't like kill or even come close to killing. And Knockoff won't kill because I'm obviously Z Crystal. So that's good. Now he's forced to switch, but I couldn't really afford to click moves because if he did stay in, Ice Beam doesn't kill. Draco I think killed, but if he switched out, Draco was terrible against Bulu or Heatran. And EQ again was probably my safest bet to kill it because it also hits every switch in okay. Like Bulu was the likely switch in, but I couldn't risk it, and I couldn't switch out because Pursuit is the thing. So I stayed in, clicked the Earthquake, and it is going to do nothing to the Bulu, obviously, because Grassy Terrain halves it and it resists it. So we're kind of forced out. We can go into Sizz. He may still have HP Fire, but I can tank it from full, and I feel comfy going for it. As he clicks... what does he click? Woodhammer? Yeah, Woodhammer. It does the square root of 5. That's definitely Scarf damage. And Bulu's in an unfortunate spot. So, I'm going to click U-turn again. It's just what I have to do. Like, he's forced to switch out. It gets me the momentum back as he switches, and that's a free kill we get on Muck. So another Mon goes down. His team is being punched through very slowly, very steadily. Well, not slowly actually, it's only turn 10. But yeah, we've made our way through pretty simply, and I decide to pivot into Latias because his likely go-to is Scarf Bulu. It's actually a Snorlax, we'll get to that. I go into Latias because it's my weakest Mon, and having already used the Z move, it's probably my least useful, so I'm going to see what he goes for. Outspeed everything except Bulu, and if he goes Bulu, I go into Scizor because it tries to bait in the Bulu. If he goes Snorlax, I'm just going to hit it and sack off Latias to get a free switch into Terrakion, which is exactly what happens. Psyshock doesn't do a lot, he's definitely max HP, a little bit of bulk maybe, and Pursuit is what he goes for, so just in case I switch. Twist, that's fair. So yeah, we get a bit of chip, and now we've got a free switch into Terrakion. I decide this is my setup chance. Earthquake is the best thing he can do to kill, and it doesn't even do like, it barely does over half, so I'm just going to click Rock Polish, as he might bring in the Bulu, and there's a counter. So thankfully I realise that's a thing, and this is free for us to SD as well, because Earthquake won't do anything, and he clicks counter again. I've revealed that I'm Double Dance, and that's the game. There's nothing in the way of Terrakion now. Even with Chople, close combat is a very clean kill. Goodbye, Snorlax. It's lovely to see Terrakion finally pulling off a sweep after a couple of weeks getting hacked, a couple of weeks not being able to do things, and sometimes just not being brought because it wasn't quite making the cut. But this week Terrakion does get to finally prove that it is a good Mon, it was a good pick, as we just close combat 3 times to victory. So yeah, good game, Pete. His prep was a little rushed, unfortunately, thanks to life and stuff, and if he had put like HP Fire on Bulu, if he had maybe played a little better with Jolteon at the start, maybe it would have gone a bit differently, but as it stands, we do grab a 4-0 victory, which is a very nice feeling. So, yep, good game. Very, very nice game. Next week, well, obviously go check out Pete's links, he's a lovely person. Next week we are playing Violet Citizen, Pip. We have already played this game. I'll be recording it maybe today, maybe later, maybe next week. It'll be up next week. And yeah, he's got a scary, funny, weathery squad, and we're gonna face it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.